Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome aboard. This is Michael. This is the Sky's Limit Aviation channel. This is the premiere inaugural video in prepared version 5.4. Glad that you can join me for this auspicious occasion. This is DAL1682, and we are flying an A320, and we're going Atlanta to Houston today. We are just now getting the passengers and baggage loaded on board the aircraft. As you can see, we have GSX running, and we have a couple other little things in here too. So I am really excited and am hoping that the live stream, that everything goes okay tonight. First thing I want to do throughout this whole ordeal of getting prepared set up, I first want to give a big shout out to Auto Racing Playlists, who gave me some very valuable information on finding freeware aircraft for prepared. So I literally have the entire Delta fleet from the A220 to the A350 and everything in between and stuff like that. And his hashtag is @Dexter something, but it's a Auto Racing Playlist. But a huge shout out to Dexter for messaging me the other night about simviation.com, which has a lot of great resources and aircraft that are configured for prepared, because I had a hell of a time trying to import aircraft over. So we're in the middle of loading up passengers. Baggage is already on board. We're going to head and close up the cargo doors at this time. So this is prepared, and look at the shadows on the ground from the clouds as they go over. This is just crazy. You can actually see it on the tarmac as the clouds pass over. I am really super impressed with prepared. We'll see how that goes after we get to Houston, but anyways, this is the inaugural flight. So we're 75 passengers of 112 on board today. And we'll go ahead and jump in the cockpit. We'll go ahead and get started with our pre-start checklist. So parking brake is set. Throttle is at idle. Landing gear, handle is down. Flaps up, spoilers retracted, fuel quantity checked, fuel pumps are off. Battery master switch is on. Go ahead and start the APU.
Hello, sir.
Get the APU generator going.
I'm right next to her. Thank you.
Seatbelt and no smoking signs are on. Pitot heat, wing anti-ice, engine anti-ice off. Hydraulic pumps are on. Beacon lights are on. Pre-start checklist is complete.
Welcome aboard.
So the one sad thing about Prepared is I cannot run my ISG FMS. So I do not have LNAV and VNAV capability anymore. So basically everything is going to be flown from the GPS from this point forward until I either get a payware aircraft that has a working GPS or something else. And we will go ahead and undock the jetway. And jetway is undocked. We can go ahead and get ready to start our push. Going to be taking off from 9 left, and we're over on ramp 1 south, so it'll just be a very short taxi over to 9 left at Mike 2. So we're going to go with our tail to the left, nose to the right.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Go ahead and start my ACARS for flight logging.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So I hope everybody's had a good week. And hope you're all ready for the weekend. Let's see, tail, let's see, nose to the right, tail to the left.
Locking gear. Release parking brakes.
And
Commencing
parking
push.
brakes are released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
And engine startup checklist, thrust levers, idle, engine area, check clear, start switches, ground ignition, both. Fuel pumps on. We'll go ahead and start the left engine first and then the right engine. So commencing engine start.
Set parking brakes.
And parking brakes are set.
For good engine start.
And we have a good engine
Cockpit to
start.
ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Okay, before taxi checklist, nav lights on, taxi lights on. Radio avionics are set, heading indicators set. It's going to be initial departure 115 to grits. And then on course is filed. We are clear at 10,000 feet. And then 360 will be our final altitude. We're squawking 2023, believe it or not. And flight director is on, transponder is on mode C. And we'll go ahead and do our flight control check real quick.
Truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Forward, neutral, up, neutral, left, neutral, right, neutral. Rudder full left, neutral, right, neutral. Flight control check is complete. And before taxi checklist is complete. And getting the signal from the ground guy that everything is good to go. And set flaps 2. Flaps 2 indicated. Just look at the shadow of the clouds as it just moves across the ground here in front of us out of the cockpit window. This is just really cool. All right, we're going to go head over to tower frequency. And let's see, departure. We have uniform.
Southwest 2925, connect departure 133.47, good night.
Departure, good night, 2925.
And we'll go ahead and turn the APU off. And we'll go ahead and make the call. Atlanta Tower, Delta 1682 at 1 South, ready for taxi with uniform.
Delta 1682, Atlanta Tower, runway 9 left, Mike 2, taxi via Mike 2.
Mike 2 to 9 left, Delta 1682. Parking brakes off. And got our V speeds, V1 118, VR 123, V2 133.
Delta 1490, right when able, safe parking.
49 will take anything close.
Alright, Roger, Delta 1490, just cross 8 right wherever you want, and you can join Foxtrot to the ramp.
Cross 8 right, wherever I want to join Foxtrot. Delta 1490.
Delta 1682, say aircraft type.
We are A320 for Delta 1682.
Thanks.
Atlanta Tower, this is Delta 8810, ready to taxi.
Delta 8810, Atlanta Tower, 8 right, taxi via Echo Hotel.
Echo Hotel 8 right for 8810.
I guess that's some weird
Delta
little...
1682, can you do me a favor, confirm you're squawking 2023?
I am squawking 2023 for Delta 1682.
Alright, thanks.
Okay, that's going to be annoying as hell.
Delta 1682. RNAV to grit. Runway 9 left, Mike 2, clear for takeoff.
RNAV to grits. Mike 2, 9 left, clear for takeoff. Delta 1682. We're rolling. All right, takeoff checklist. Parking brake set, throttles idle, flight instruments check, engine instruments check, nav equipment check. We have our V speeds, landing lights on, strobes on, taxi lights off. PTOT heat de-ice as required. Auto throttle is on. Might have to find another sound pack.
Walker 3821 Atlanta Tower, you up?
Atlanta Tower, Walker 3821's on final, 9 right established.
Walker 3821 Atlanta Tower, remain 9 right, clear to land, and confirm your parking at South Cargo.
Clear to land, 9 right, A firm. We're going to the hangar to the east of the South Cargo.
Alright, Roger, thanks.
Alright, airspeed's live.
Delta 8810, RNAV 2, Ronnie, remain 8 right, clear for takeoff.
Partner to Ryan, clear for takeoff, 8810.
80 knots.
80 knots, check.
V1. Rotate. V2.
And positive rate of climb, gear coming up. And flaps coming up.
Delta 1682, connect departure 133.47, good night.
3347, Delta 1682, see it. Atlanta departure, good evening, Delta 1682 with you passing through 3000 for 10.
Delta 1682, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000.
14,000, Delta 1682.
Flex shift 555, flighting 020, descend to correction, let's make that a 030 heading, descend to maintain 8,000, that's just final.
030, down to 8,000, flex shift 555.
At a 1374, descend to maintain 5,000. 1374.
So I do not have a weather engine as of yet. I thought that my weather engine that I was using in FSX would work on here, and it does not.
Atlanta
So
departure, Delta 8810, pass the flight level 3500 for 15,000.
Delta 8810, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000.
Up to 14,000 for Delta 8810.
turn on the localizer to engage the flight plan.
Got a 9961, turn right heading 360, expedite to 3000, please.
360 and expedite to 3000, Delta 996.
Got a 1682, contact center 132.907.
3297 for center, Delta 1682. See ya.
So, got a 8810, clear direct pencil.
Direct pencil 8810.
Got a 9961, just confirm you're turning right.
34, climb maintain flight level 370. Frontier
Flight
flight
maintain
934,
370.
climb maintain flight level
Frontier 934.
370.
Beer
134, is that you call?
450, 11 miles.
All right, climb out checklist, autopilot on, altitude on, airspeed set, heading set, landing lights will come off at 10. LNAV and VNAV, not necessary since we don't have that
Beer
anymore.
11.
Beer 11, line of service call 5164 and ident.
5164 and ident, Beer 11.
Main center south is 3304. 3304. Yeah, I'd like to go down to 30.
Atlanta Center, good evening, Delta 1682 passing through 10,000 for 14,000.
Southwest 3304, descend and maintain flight level 380. Maintain flight level 380, Southwest 3304. So the Delta checking in over Atlanta, say again, call sign.
That was Delta 1682 passing through 10 for 14,000.
Delta 1682, Atlanta Center, climb maintain flight level 360.
Up to 360, Delta 1682.
Atlanta Center, good evening, United 133 with you,
Up
flight
to
level
36.
133, Atlanta Center, hello, ident. Bear 11, radar contact 53 miles southwest of Rocket, flight level 45, so welcome.
Delta 12 checking info 390 over Hawk.
All right, above 10,000, landing lights coming off.
Delta 12, Atlanta Center, squawk 5126 and ident.
5126.
Delta 12, squawk 5126. Envoy 3540, contact Atlanta Center 125.62.
Excuse me. So the only thing bad about not having a good
Envoy
FMS
3540, Atlanta Center 125.62. 25.62, Envoy 3540.
is I have to be very careful.
Delta 12, you're radar contact 44 miles west of Rocket, flight level 390, welcome.
Have to be very careful with my speed and altitude restrictions. I'll have to do those all by hand.
Climb maintain flight level 340.
Up to 340 for Delta 8810.
American 2091, leaving my airspace, Jacksonville Center closed, radar service terminal, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, American 2091, thanks for ship.
Southwest, station to scope.
Good in Atlanta Center, Delta 1044, flight level 330.
Delta 1044, Atlanta Center, squawk 5116 and ident.
Definitely the one thing I like about prepared
5116 and ident.
is the fact that,
Delta 1084.
and I won't run this forever in the upper left, but
Envoy 3540, verify Atlanta Center 125.
FSX and FSX Steam are limited to only 2 gigabytes of your VRAM.
Inbound runway 09.
And because Lockheed Martin's prepared is a 64-bit program, it unlocks all that VRAM that you normally wasn't able to use. So GSX runs perfectly, everything is smooth, my frame rates are unlimited, whole 9 yards. It's great. I've been kind of playing around with it all this week, getting everything all configured and whatnot.
240-2525.
Delta 1044, radar contact 50 miles south of Dublin, flight level 330, can be descending in a second.
One thing I do need to fix is I need to find some good virtual cockpits.
5241, descend
While this does have a virtual cockpit, this is what it looks like. It's a little bit messed up, so I gotta find some way around that, and then I can start flying in a virtual cockpit.
2525, cross chip out of maintain 13,250, altimeter 2989.
Chipper at 13,250 knots, 2989.
The Boeing panels that I have do not have this issue, but the Airbus ones do, so
Set descent 2 miles.
not sure about that.
11, it's in 2 minutes, you're still inside Jacksonville.
2 minutes.
So if you're just joining the live stream, this is Delta 1682, and this is A320 service from Atlanta to Houston. Welcome aboard.
Delta 12, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
My discretion 240, Delta 12.
So we're on the Cajun 2 RNAV departure out of Atlanta today.
Bear 11, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
And cruise checklist. Yeah, flight level 180, altimeter set 29902, and it already is. Autopilot check, radios check, lights as required, instruments and fuel quantity check. Cruise checklist is complete.
Bear 11, cross Sweetie out of maintain 8,000, light altimeter 2989.
Cross Sweetie at maintain 8,000, Bear 11.
United 1840.
Don't need our V-speed reference anymore, so we can get rid of that.
1 United 1840. 1840. United 1840, maintain mark decimal 8.
One of the few things I do not like is the fact that this academic license shows up in the upper right-hand corner and you cannot get rid of it.
Have you given Delta 1044 descent yet?
Delta 1044.
So that's
you've just cut the airspace now. Just be patient. I know what
it's a little bit of a pain. I mean, I could take this and just simply move it down.
Good evening, Southwest 1409.
That would hide it.
Flight level 300.
So I suppose we'll do that. And we have updated the October subscriber
5746 in the
goal, looking to get 315 by the end of the month, and we're at 294 currently. Appreciate everybody who's joined in the last few days.
Frontier 934, same mark number.
Mark 775.
Frontier flight 934, okay, maintain mark decimal 75.
Down to Mark 75.
United 1840, contact Jacksonville.
And not all of the gauges on the panels work, I'm also noticing. It's basically the altitude and the airspeed indicators here are not working, as well as don't know.
Flight 934, contact Jacksonville,
this one,
125.05.
this gauge is definitely not. So we got these three gauges that don't work at all. And I'm just using this common panel across all of my Airbus aircraft just to keep things in my head simple. And the same thing with Boeing.
Delta 12, cross Glavin at about 12,000, speed 250 knots, altimeter 2989.
You say that waypoint one more time, Delta 12.
Delta 12, cross Glavin at 12,000, 250 knots, altimeter 2989.
Glavin at 12,250 knots, Delta 12.
Hello, Sensei, good afternoon. Southwest 2296 with you, flight level 350 over, the rest be VOR.
But other than that, I am really liking prepared.
Southwest 2296.
And this is version 5.4 that I'm using.
2996, squawk 1170. 1170.
Landing Center, Frontier 934. Please say again frequency.
Frontier Flight 934, 125.05.
Copy, 125.05.
Southwest 2296, squawk 1170. 1170 is in the squawk.
Yeah, we do have some speed restrictions. We're on the Zeke 2 RNAV arrival going into Houston. So at MG, 280 knots and above 240. At Sheps, 280 and between 20,000 and 17,000 feet. Zeke, 250 knots at between 12 and 14. And then looks like check Zeke Blues,
1595, you're on frequency.
Tabor, Hootie, Otis. Actually, Hootie will be the last waypoint before we get on here. So, and passing through 290-436.
Delta 1044, descend via the Sith to arrival, the Airline altimeter 2.89.
Assist to arrival at 2989. Sorry about earlier.
Southwest 3304, Indianapolis Center offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
I had to relearn how to use the GPS or navigation in lieu of having RNAV and VNAV.
390. Southwest 3423, Atlanta Center, roger. Southwest 3423, squawk 4760. 4760, 2433, 3423.
So I spent the afternoon reconfiguring all of my aircraft for GSX services. And all of them look really good, except for my A350 and my A220, which do not have operating doors. So it's going to look kind of silly putting cargo on the aircraft when I don't have open doors to speak of, so.
Southwest 3423, radar contact 40 miles west of Dublin. Sorry, west of Rocket, flight level 390.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and adjust our rate of ascent just a little bit so we don't bleed off too much of our speed. I love the whole menu and layout system of Prepared. It's a lot more refined and laid out and a lot easier to understand, so there's that.
11, contact Atlanta approach 133.47.
And the fact that I'm only using just a little over half of the available RAM, or VRAM that I have on the
Delta
thing,
12, Atlanta
so...
Center.
Delta 12, yeah, my internet just like crashed and my entire flight plan got no flow. I fixed it.
Delta 12, roger, proceed direct 11.
Direct 11, Delta 12.
Southwest 3423, descend or maintain, follow 240.
240, Southwest 3423.
And looks like Houston Center just came back online, so we're gonna probably have ATC through the whole flight. Looks like there's an East Coast event going on right now. Or not, I don't know. So pretty much most all of the south part of the US is set up. So here's our current look at VATSPY of all the air traffic control centers that are open. So we have Miami, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Houston, and Fort Worth Center that are all open right now. And passing through 34.5 for 360. I still need to go through all the aircraft config files and make
Delta
adjustments
12, contact on approach 133.47.
on the parasitic drag and the thrust
Atlanta Center, good evening. Prime Air 4211 passing 10,500
compared to what they are in real life.
Speed 280 knots.
Prime Air 4211 Atlanta Center, climb and maintain follow 350.
350 Prime Air.
And Wifey has entered the chat. Hello, darling. How are
Southwest
you?
3423, cross Glavin at 12000 at 250 knots. Atlanta altimeter 30, correction 2989er.
12000, 250 knots, and we have the weather for Atlanta, Southwest 3423.
And 500 to go to 360. So once again, if you're just joining the live stream, welcome aboard. This is DAL1682, service from Atlanta to Houston in A320, and we are on prepared version 5.4. Live streaming on that for the first time tonight, so continue to keeping our fingers crossed and knock on wood that everything goes good. So far it has. I've been very impressed with this flight simulator program. And leveling off at flight level 360.
American 1451, radar service terminator, frequency change approved.
48 KIAH, American 1451, see ya.
So, Wifey has entered the chat.
Delta 8810, radar service terminator, frequency change approved.
Over to Uticom for Delta 8810.
So I gotta finish setting up GSX.
Southwest 963, contact Houston Center 134.42.
Houston 134.42, sets the
Not necessarily setting up the program, but reconfiguring all of my gates at all the airports that I fly at. I have to redo all of that. Or maybe not, I don't know. I did keep the file of airports from my FSX Steam. Installation. So I may or may not be able to use those. I don't know yet. We'll see. But yeah, the one thing, just not being able to use my ISG integrated sim avionics, the Smiths FMS that you guys are all familiar with.
And Atlanta Center, a very good evening. November 650 Tango, flight level 390, and inbound Wiregrass VOR, 150 nautical miles.
So it looks like I'm going to pass into the very southeastern corner of Memphis Center.
Squawk 3252.
So we may lose.
650 Tango.
Probably going to lose air traffic control.
3352.
Apologies.
For that.
3352 November 650 Tango.
But other than that.
Southwest 3241, contact Atlanta approach 133.47.
133.47. Yep.
So I guess for a little while, I'm going to have to just keep pen and paper in
Number
hand.
650 Tango, radar contact 50 miles northwest of Monroe, flight level 390. Welcome.
To keep track of my stuff.
2925, radar service terminator, fake West change approved.
Cover advisory, 2925, good night.
Okay, MG is going to be our first. MG, and that's going to be 280 at or above 240. Then checks. At 17 Zeke. $250 at Blues. It'd be 240 at 10. Tabor. $240, 6,000, and then Otis is 210 at 8. Oh wait, no. Hootie 210 at 6. At 6.
American 2288
American 2288, Atlanta Center, squawk 5134.
5134, American.
Center, good evening, United 2636, about 35 north of Glade Spring, flight level 340.
United 2636 Atlanta Center radar contact, welcome.
Zappo at 5. Newly at 5. Raids at 4. Chubbs at 3. Oh well
United
at
133,
2.
contact Jacksonville Center 125.05.
For 125.05,
Shipped up a localizer, and it's 111.55. That's going to be 26 right.
Southwest 3423, contact Atlanta approach 133.47.
Alright, over Atlanta approach 3347, Southwest 3423, see ya.
Delta 1682, contact Memphis Center 132.55.
3255 from Memphis, Delta 1682, see ya. So Memphis is up, 132.55. Memphis Center, Delta 1682, with you, flight level 360, good evening.
Delta 1682, Memphis Center, good evening.
So, air traffic control all the way down to Houston. That works for us.
Delta 904, radar contact 25 miles southeast of Memphis. Altitude indicates flight level 340. Are you climbing to 350 as a final?
We were going to drop down at 330 for 904.
That works great. Drop down, descend, maintain flight level 330.
Descend, maintain 330, that's a 904.
So I am 2 weeks post-op from having a whole bunch of dental work done. I am doing a lot
Delta
better.
904, descend via the Glavin
Still
1
getting
arrival.
used to having partials. Still kind of semi-eating soft food, but have expanded my horizons some, so I'm happy I can eat a little better variety of stuff other than nutrition shakes, ramen noodles, and cottage cheese. Still kind of learning how to talk, so if I sound a little slurry...
Delta 1325, radar contact 20 miles southeast of the Razorback.
That's normal,
350.
and that kind of negates over time, and of course when I get my permanent partials,
This is Delta 8810,
which will probably be next year.
Delta 8810, Memphis Center, reset transponder squad 1776 if you're not already.
Everything should be a lot better. But I'm feeling really good, no pain, other than I've got a weird little...
Jacksonville Center, good evening. Prime Air 4211 Heavy, we're passing 33,000 for 35.
Scraped the top of my throat, so I've got a little sore back there. It hurts like hell, so...
Ryanair 4211 Heavy, was that you calling?
Other than that, things have been going really good.
We're passing 33,000 for 35.
Tomorrow will be a busy day for the wife and I. We've got...
We just got a handoff
2 nephews
from,
with baseball
Atlanta.
games. Our niece is cheerleading. All of them will be probably their last games of the year.
Huh? I do not see anybody on that border.
And then Sunday we have church, and then we're going to a pumpkin farm with
intersection,
the wife's sister and older brother, and
yeah, you're supposed to be
the majority
going
of
to
our nieces and nephews are between those two
135.92.
families.
135.92.
So we're looking forward to that.
4211 Heavy, we'll try.
South
8810 radar, contact 23 miles northeast of Nashville. VOR altitude indicates flight level 340.
I got to remember to keep the heading bug on track of whatever track I'm flying. That way, if I just go to regular heading mode, that I don't suddenly jump off course if air traffic control gives me vectors or whatnot. So, but all in all, I am very impressed with Prepared. There's a lot of great resources out there. I had a lot of questions getting into this. Wasn't sure which version I was going to get. You can get version 4, 5, or the newest version, which is version 6. But I was told version 5 was the best.
Oh, he's talking to Houston. Yeah.
And the one thing that I was disappointed was that other than the stock 737 in FSX that I was able to move over, because I have 2 of my Delta liveries there, I literally had to go and find and download all the remaining aircraft in my fleet. So currently in my, because if sporadic hot mic, so those of you who know me well enough know that I only fly Delta unless I'm doing event kind of stuff.
Was that you calling?
Yeah, I was just saying somebody had a hot mic there sporadically.
Yeah, it's probably me.
Copy that. Luckily, it's pretty quiet this evening.
So my push to talk key is also a key I use for controlling. So my apologies.
No worries. I'm flying Prepared version 5 for the first time. I'm actually live streaming. When I was configuring it the other day, my push to talk button for whatever reason was operating with aircraft brakes.
Understood.
So I've got the...
It's probably because you have something double binded.
Yeah, that's what it turned out to be. I had to unbind the push-to-talk button from the brakes, but everything's working good. I'm loving Prepared as a simulator in general.
Yep.
So I've got the Airbus A320. I have a A320, 321.
Southwest 2925, contact Houston Center,
A332 and 300.
135.17.
I'm probably not going to do much flying on the A319, so I didn't bother to download it. And then for my Boeing aircraft, I have the 717, the 737, and the 752 and 3. 767-300, the 777, even though Delta does not fly them anymore, and Airbus A350. So that's pretty much my whole Delta fleet. So one of the things I definitely need to do is find some better sound packs. So if you were watching the live stream when we got going a little while ago, there's a squeaky brake audio file in here. So when I push the brakes, it has a brake squeaking thing, which is, sorry, but to me that's an annoying pain in the ass. So that's going to change.
United 703 Heavy Memphis Center, reset transponder squawk 3345.
Resetting and squawking 3345.
Memphis Center, howdy doody, United 1132, flight level 350, about 55 northwest of the Razorback VOR.
United 1132, Memphis Center, reset transponder, squawk 3701.
We're already squawking that. You want the INET for United 1132?
Yeah, give me an INET. United 703, radar contact 45 miles northwest of the Razorback VOR altitude.
So we've got Houston Center and Houston Approach online tonight.
United 1132, radar contact 46 miles northwest of the Razorback VOR altitude indicates 350.
Roger.
And not close enough to Houston yet to get the ATIS.
Next sector is offline. Radar service terminated. Frequency change to advisories is approved.
Check in a little bit closer to Houston.
Delta 904, contact Atlanta Center now, 132.97. Delta 904, Memphis Center.
Go ahead for 904.
Contact Atlanta Center now, 132.97.
3297 for Delta 904, we'll see you.
I wish it was later. Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that. Isn't that wonderful?
All the indiscriminate chatter online tonight.
Memphis Center, lows up 1509 and 9.2, kilometer 16,000.
Southwest 1509, Memphis Center, climb, maintain flight level 320.
Flight level 320, Southwest 1509.
If you're just joining us, once again, welcome. I'm Michael. This is This is the Sky's Limit Aviation channel, and this is Delta 1682, service to Houston from Atlanta, Airbus A320. Welcome aboard. Come say hello. Currently up with Memphis Center. Probably about another 5 to 10 minutes with them, and then we'll get passed over to Houston.
United 1132, turn left heading 070, short vector for traffic.
Left turn 070, 1132.
I hear children in his cockpit. So I will probably do a video before too long about Prepared and what I like and don't like about it, and there's not much that I don't like about it, other than that little academic license script that comes up in the right-hand corner, and the fact that some add-ons you cannot use. But I have one more trick up my sleeve, maybe to try to get the Smith's FMS back working, and I might try that tonight after the live stream. But again, a huge shout out to Dexter, who gave me the website where I was able to get all of my aircraft downloaded from, because as of a couple of days ago, the only aircraft that I could port over from FSX was the stock 737-800, which I have my my Delta 738 and my SkyTeam livery 738 are on there. And I didn't want to go through life only flying the 737. I wanted to have a little bit more variety. And I was contacted by Dexter, who runs auto racing playlists, and gave me the website for Simviation. And he's a FSX user
59 hour back to each other.
as well.
Southwest 59, say again?
Hoping to make the switch to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 at some point. But he said that my flights in the A321 helped him to understand the Smith's FMS. So that was very, very nice.
Resume normal navigation.
You said resume all navigation for 1132?
That's correct.
Right.
Get Houston Center set up in the box. Getting pushed over there before too long.
Southwest 1509, radar contact reestablished. Southwest 1509, confirm your road of flight is Little Rock, Dirt, Hibble 3 arrival.
Affirm for Southwest 1509.
Yeah, just north of the Jackson, Mississippi airport, Jackson Evers International. Kilo Juliet Alpha November. And we'll be parking on Concourse A in Houston. That's where Delta is established at. A 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. They've got 5 gates at Houston. So it'll be a long taxi once we get in.
Good evening. Children 10 Echo 6000 IFR Metro. We are 30 miles southwest from Livestream, New York.
November 10 Victor Echo, reset transponder, squawk 6722.
Oh wow, got a female pilot on.
Squawk 676 on 10.
November 10 Victor Echo 8 is Bravo is current at Nashville. Expect a visual approach, runway 20 left.
Roger, we'll take a Bravo and expect 20 left, turn 10 Victor.
0 Victor Echo radar contact, 40 miles northeast of Nashville. Altitude indicates 6,000. Nashville altimeter is 2984.
So her home airport is Sierra Alpha Delta Mike.
Delta 1682, contact Houston Center, 134.42.
Over to Houston, 3442 for Delta 1682. See ya.
Have a good flight.
It's the Moran Airport. And over to Houston. Houston Center, good evening, Delta 1682 with you, flight level 360.
Delta 1682, Houston Center, good evening.
Good evening.
Southwest 2925, expect ILS runway 11 approach.
ILS 11, we have been doing 2925.
Roger. Southwest 963, 4 miles from Raya, turn right heading 360.
Argentina.
Maintain 4,000 or correction 2,000 until established and localized or cleared ILS runway 2 approach.
Right turn direct, Royal, and cleared ILS runway 2.
Moran Airport
It's going to be a right
is
360.
in a suburb of Buenos Aires in Argentina, way down in southern South America. Public and military airport.
Southwest 963, you took a little too long to turn there, so continue that right turn heading 040 to re-intercept.
Roger, right 040 to re-intercept Southwest 963.
And we've got the ATIS in Houston.
Southwest 2925, depart Trish, heading 210, vectors for approach.
Depart Trish, heading 210.
Winds 338 at 3 knots, 10 miles visibility, few clouds at 4,500, broken at 7. Temperature's 32.22. 2982 is the altimeter. ILS or RNAV Yankee 26 right, 26 left, and runway 27. Simultaneous approaches.
Southwest 963, contact
Parting runway is 15 left,
0, or correction,
and runway
119.5.
15 right.
Tower 109.5, Southwest 963.
And we have Oscar.
Houston Center, this is Southwest 805. We're climbing very slowly up to our initial flight level. Do you think it's possible to go to flight level 310 instead of 330?
Southwest 805, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Thank you so much, flight level 310, Southwest 805.
So we're going to be flying the Zeke 2 RNAV arrival today. And after we cross the Alexandria VOR, which is Alpha Echo X-Ray MG, will be our first waypoint, where we have a speed and altitude restriction. And since we have Houston Center online, they'll go ahead and direct us down. And since I don't have Smith's FMS available to plug in all of my speed and altitude RNAV VNAV data, I just have to write it all down and keep it handy.
3297, American.
In case there was not air traffic control.
Sorry, that's my mistake. It's 135.902.
Okay, 135.902, American 2791, see ya.
Southwest 2925, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, Southwest 2925.
So if you're joining us, welcome aboard. This is Delta 1682, Delta A320 service from Atlanta to Houston. Just crossed over into
November,
Houston Center's airspace.
1323 Houston Center, good evening. Ident, please.
November Papa Alpha 1323, ident.
November Papa Alpha 1323, radar contact 177 southeast of Shoals, flight level 360.
Houston Center, Quantum 62,
And about 240 some odd miles left to go.
Houston Center, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 370, Clitoric Redfin.
Clitoric Redfin up to Sagan, altitude?
370.
370, Quantum 62.
And as suspected, there is a East Coast event. It's like everybody's heading down to Orlando. And a few flights heading into Tampa.
November Papa Alpha 1323.
And Miami from the looks.
To your arrival into DFW because of their flow. Advise ready to copy.
November Papa Alpha 1323, ready to copy.
Alright, November Papa 1323, cleared to the DFW airport as filed, except after Barry joined the Whiny 4 arrival with the CRIDE transition, which is Charlie Romeo India Echo Delta, to join the Whiny 4 arrival.
So the DFW as filed, except after doing the Whiny 4 arrival via CRIDE, November Papa 1323.
November Papa 1323, readback correct, in recycled transponder squawk 7450.
Squawk 7450 for November Papa 1323.
Houston, Atlanta, Southwest 2276, 12,000, 16,000.
Southwest 2276, Houston, center, climb and maintain flight level 360.
360 on the, 360 for being confirmed?
Affirmative, that's what you filed.
Oh, can we amend that to 340? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that works for me, climb and maintain flight level 340.
340, sorry about that, Southwest 2276.
No worries.
So Houston is landing west.
Southwest 805,
and we have
check.
information
Center,
Oscar.
135.902.
135.902, thank you guys, Southwest 805.
So,
November Papa 1323,
next step
are we still going to hit break?
is to
Negative,
find a
so,
good weather
just
engine.
after your waypoint that you were going to go direct breathe,
For
it's going to be
prepared.
direct ride.
Copy. November Papa 1323.
Spirit Wings 5547, contact Jacksonville Center 135.902.
Contacting Jacksonville Center as 135.920.
And also need to sort out the issue with the virtual cockpit. As well.
Jacksonville Center, Spirit Wings 5547, flight level 320.
Spirit Wings 5547, you're still with me.
But again, overall, I am very, very happy with the performance of Prepared. And there are 7.1 gigs of VRAM available
Southwest 2925,
to Prepared to use.
3,000.
And we're only using 4.2, so just a little more than half. And frame rates are unlocked. They're staying in the high 50s,
intercept runway 11
60s.
localized.
140 to join the localizer, 2925.
So we are very happy with that. So it looks like all the fun is heading to Orlando tonight. We're heading to Houston.
Southwest 2925, 3 miles from Turtle, cleared ILS runway 11 approach.
Clear ILS 11, 2925.
It was a coin toss, either fly to Orlando on an event flight and get all caught up in the mess in a new flight simulator, or just take the easy way out and just do an easy flight down to Houston where I can test everything out, make sure everything is working good.
Contact Norwalk Tower 119.5.
Over the tower, have a good night.
And so far everything has been great. If I can just sort out the issue with not having an FMS, that would be great, because during an event, if I get put into a hold, you can't do that using the stock GPS. You would have to ask for vectors. And with Smith's FMS, I actually know how to do that. But you cannot fly a hold pattern here in the stock GPS on really any of the flight simulators, whether it's FSX Steam, Flight Sim 2004 Prepared. You can't do that without
Delta
some sort of...
1682, descend via the... Correction, you filed going to Hobby, but you filed an arrival into Intercon. Just verify you're going to Intercon?
Yes, I am going to IAH, yes.
Roger, Delta 1692, descend via the Zeke to arrival, Houston altimeter 2982.
2982, and descend via the Zeke 2 RNAV for Delta 1682.
Houston Center, American 5514 Heavy's level at 4,000.
American 5514 Heavy, Houston Center, radar contact, climb and maintain.
Didn't realize that I had done that.
Turn right,
wow.
090.
230-090, American 5514 Heavy.
Excuse me. All right, top of descent checklist. ATIS information is checked. We'll go ahead and double check it again. There we go. Still information Oscar. Radios and nav checked, fuel quantity checked, anti-ice descent speed as required. Top of descent checklist complete. As soon as we hit Alexandra, we'll go ahead and start down.
American 5514, clear direct Redfin.
Direct Redfin, American 5514 Heavy.
And we'll go ahead and start down.
Southwest 2072, say Mach number.
Southwest 2072 is Mach decimal 77.
Qantas 628, say Mach number.
Mach decimal 710, Qantas 628.
Qantas 628, are you able to maintain Mach 0.78 or greater in the climb?
We'll go up to Mach 0.78, Qantas 628.
So as far as live streams tomorrow and Sunday, I'm not sure. We pretty much have a full day ahead of us with church and some family stuff in the afternoon. I may do a live stream tomorrow.
Houston, Southwest 2072.
Southwest 2072, Houston Center.
We just had a sim crash, so we're going to get out of your way. Sorry about that.
No worries, have a good night.
Yeah, we'll try again. Southwest 2072, bye-bye.
I don't think we'll be tied up all day with the stuff we're doing tomorrow, so I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow. And my apologies to everybody, but I am still working on...
In that case, Qantas 628, resume normal speed.
Resume normal speed, Qantas 628.
Delta 1441, radar contact lost.
My standalone video that I was talking about the basics of FSX, and I think I'm just going to rename it to Basics of Flight Simulation or Flight Simulator. I was able to bring the Cessna 172 over into Prepared, so I'm probably going to do the remaining videos in that series on Prepared.
American 5514, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Up to 350.
So I may or may not re-record the entire video. I don't know. All of the video is done. The audio is questionable because I did half of it
Houston Center,
before
Southwest 82 is currently
my surgery.
Southwest 802, Houston Center, good evening.
And the other half afterwards. So there's a noticeable difference in my voice from from the first half of the video to the second half. I thought about re-recording it, but I would just might put a disclaimer in there. I don't know.
With you descending below 360 on the Driller 5.
United 9500, Houston Center, descend via the Driller 5 arrival, Houston altimeter 2982.
Descend via the Star, United 9500.
We're on the Zeke 2 RNAV arrival, and it's going to be runway 26 right. And let's see, 111. 55. We got nav1 all plugged in for the localizer.
Qantas 628, contact Jacksonville Center 135.902.
13592, Qantas 628.
And passing through 25,000 for 240. Crossing MG at or above 240. We'll cross at 240. And then we'll down to Shex at 170. Zeke at 12,250 knots.
Southwest 2834, say Mach number.
Landing 26 right, and we'll either jump off at Foxtrot Echo or Foxtrot Delta, and then November Echo,
And Southwest
cross 26 left, and then
Southwest
over
2834, same Mach
to
number.
79 for 2834.
American 5514, same Mach number.
Concourse.
We're Mach 7.5 in the climb right now.
Roger. For sequencing into
Something
Orlando, let's see here. Actually, for now, just don't go fast, don't exceed Mach 0.74, and I might have to slow you down here in a minute.
Okay, no problem. We'll knock it back to Mach 7.4, American 5514 Heavy.
It's a silly beginner's mistake, me putting Houston Hobby instead of Intercontinental. Got a United flight coming from Colorado Springs, coming into Houston as well. So I had my 2-week post-op appointment yesterday from having all my major dental stuff
United
done.
9500, or contact Houston approach 120.05.
Houston approach United 9500, thanks.
And had a couple of fillings done yesterday. So once again, if you're just joining the live stream, hello, good evening, happy Friday. This is Delta 1682 service from Atlanta to Houston. KIAH. We're in the Airbus A320. And we are on the Zeke 2 RNAV arrival.
Southwest 2834, contact Jacksonville Center 135.902.
135.902, Southwest 2834, good night.
And we've crossed over MG. We'll go ahead and head down to 170.
Southwest 802, don't mind if I take a break for like 5 minutes.
That's approved, 4 back.
Bravo, Romeo, Bravo.
From South at 252 Bravo Houston Center, we're directing when you're going to descend to music.
Was that NASA?
Yeah, NASA.
NASA 352 Bravo Houston Center, good evening. American 5514, resume normal speed.
Normal speed, American 5514.
Delta 1682, contact Houston, approach 120.05.
120.05 for Houston approach Delta 1682. See ya. Houston approach, good evening, Delta 1682 with you, passing through 21,417 on the Zeke 2 RNAV arrival, and I have Oscar.
Delta 1682, Houston approach, good evening. Papa now current, just advise when you have that. Expect the ILS runway 26 left approach.
ILS 26 left, and I have Papa.
Right.
Houston approach, Southwest 3369, ready to go, teacher.
Southwest 3369 on departure, turn left heading 150,
So,
runway
the
22, clear for
26
takeoff.
left.
On departure, left heading 150, clear for takeoff, runway 22, Southwest 3369.
And that has now changed. Right, 1097.
Southwest 3369, radar contact, say altitude.
Climbing 369, Southwest 3369.
Southwest 3369, roger. Climb and maintain 16,000 and clear direct Yoakum, that's Yankee Oscar, Kilo Echo Mike.
Direct Yoakum, climbing 16,000.
CCAT 12000. And 250 knots.
Number tree 1634, right, crosswind departure approved, runway tree 5, clear for takeoff.
Right, crosswind departure approved, runway 35.
And since we're not using weather, altimeter stays at 29902. But for reference, we have information Papa for Houston. And change of runways from 26 right to 26 left. And we'll continue down to 10,000 for blues.
Southwest 3369, contact Houston Center 134.42, speed up.
134.42, Southwest 3369.
All right, approach checklist, seatbelt sign, no smoking signs are still on. APU is on, APU generator on, avionics and radio set, speeds per ATC, landing lights will be coming on now. Spoilers armed, flaps as needed, approach checklist is complete.
Number 31634, ident please.
Ident 34.
November 31634, radar contact. We'll call it a mile north of the College Station Airport. The College Station altimeter is 2987 and proceed on course.
2987 and proceed on course 604.
And out of 10 for 6.
Yeah, 9500, delete the altitude restrictions, descend and maintain 4000.
Clear down to 4,000, United 9500.
Houston departure, Stingray 01 with information Papa, stand Delta 7, request push and start.
Stingray 01, push and start approved, proceed to spot 18 Alpha and advise ready for taxi.
Spot 18 Alpha, advise ready for taxi, Stingray 1.
Delta 1682 at Boz, cleared ILS runway 26 left approach.
At Boz, cleared for the ILS 26 left approach, Delta 1682.
United 9500, why don't we do this? Descend and maintain 3000.
Right, down to 3 for 9500.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and just keep it on heading mode. Boz will be this waypoint right here.
Houston approach, United 1248, ready for push and start.
And it's going to be a 267 heading to
Yeah,
intercept.
1248, Houston approach. Good evening. Push and start approved. Face north, advise ready for taxi.
We'll face north on the pushback, and we'll advise when we're ready for taxi. United 1258, 48.
United 9500, turn right heading 180 vectors for the approach.
180, 9500.
Flaps 1 indicated.
United 9500, turn right, heading 240, intercept the runway 26 left localizer.
240 for the intercept 26 left, United 9500.
Reduce our speed down to 180, flaps 2. Flaps 2 indicated. Out of 6 for 5.
Houston approach, United 1248 is ready for taxi.
United at 9500, maintain 3000 till Kearns, cleared ILS runway 26 left approach.
3000 the Kearns, cleared ILS, United 9500.
United 1248, runway 15 right. Let's see here, taxi via November Juliet, actually disregard. November Bravo, Whiskey Papa, Whiskey Charlie.
Taxi 15 right, 5 November Bravo, Whiskey Papa, Whiskey Charlie, 415 right, United 1248.
And United 9500, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 26 left, United 9500.
Delta 1682, runway 26 left, clear to land, number 2, following 737 on 10 mile final.
Clear to land 26 left, Delta 1682, and I'm looking for traffic.
Should be no factor. I believe he's 11 miles ahead of you.
Yeah. Copy that. No airport in sight yet. Do have Houston at our 11 o'clock. And leveling off at 3. The airport way off in the distance.
And Houston approach, United 1248. We're having issues finding Whiskey Papa on our charts.
United 1248, no problem. November Bravo continues past to the west side of 15 left. And then Whiskey Papa is actually between 15 left and 15 right.
Roger, we got eyes now. Thank you very much. United Airlines 1248.
No problem. Yeah, 9500 exit November Foxtrot, and then welcome to Houston. You have a specific gate tonight?
We're going to Charlie 10.
Yeah, 9500 Roger. If you can make that left turn, left on November Alpha, and then right November Golf, hold short November Bravo on November Golf.
All right, left November Alpha and hold short November Bravo on November Golf, United 9500.
Houston departure, Stingray 01 in the vicinity of 18 Alpha, request taxi.
2500.
Stingray 01, runway 15 right, taxi via November Kilo, November Bravo, Whiskey Papa, Whiskey Charlie.
One 15 right via November Kilo, November Bravo, Whiskey Papa, Whiskey Charlie, Stingray 01.
And gears coming down. Landing checklist, landing gear set, flaps full, landing speed established, autopilot, auto throttle as required. Landing checklist is complete.
Sync rate. 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 500. Sync rate. Sync rate.
United 9500, continue taxi November Golf, enter at spot 11.
All right, enter spot 11 on November Golf at about 9500.
Continuing.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 20, 10, 10.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Houston. And we'll go ahead and take November Romeo.
Delta 1682, welcome to Houston. Where are you parking tonight?
Alpha 11.
Delta 1682, roger. Taxi to the ramp via November Romeo, November Charlie, and November Delta, and enter the ramp at spot 7.
Okay, taxi via November Romeo, November Delta, November Charlie, and over to the ramp for Delta 1682.
Delta 1682, it's November Romeo, November Charlie, November Delta.
Ah, November Charlie, and then November Delta, Delta 1682. Should be November Delta coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Houston.
United 1248 on depart, correction, RNAV to taps, runway 15 right, cleared for takeoff.
So you got for United 1248?
United 1248, RNAV to taps, runway 15 right,
set.
cleared for takeoff.
Go takeoff runway 15 right, United 1248.
Mode C off. Engine shutdown checklist, parking brake set, throttles idle. Engines to cutoff. Taxi lights off. Nav lights off. PTOT heat and anti-ice off. Flight director off. Seatbelt no smoking signs are off. And go ahead and open up the main door. Cargo doors coming open. All right, we are deboarding. Go ahead and hire up our flight.
Stingray 01 on departure, turn right heading 340, runway 15 right, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff on departure, turn right 340, Stingray 01.
Airbus A320.
Yeah, 1248, radar contact, say altitude.
And 2 hours on the nose.
United 1248, radar contact, say altitude.
And that, kids, is going to do it for tonight's live stream. We will try to do a live stream tomorrow if possible. Depends on how the day goes. There definitely will not be one on Sunday because we're kind of busy all day long. But that will do it for the inaugural live stream on Prepared version 5.0. Everything went off perfectly without a hitch. I'm very pleased with how everything turned out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please smash that like button. Support the channel by subscribing. And reach out and say hi via the comment section or drop on a future live stream and say hi. And with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off. This is Michael with the Sky's Limit Aviation Channel, wishing you a great rest of your Friday evening, a great weekend if I do not see or hear from you, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.